Opioid-related drug overdose deaths hit a record high in the U.S. during the pandemic, mainly fueled by fentanyl. But what birthed this public health crisis? Well, Hulu's new series, Dopesick, depicts how one pharmaceutical company triggered the worst drug epidemic in American history. Take a look.
Many of my patients are minors. It's dangerous work, and they carry the burden of building this nation on their backs. They're in pain. These people, my people, trusted me. I can't believe how many of them are dead now.
We've begun looking at something that could be big.
OxyContin.
Purdue Pharma, they've been marketing the drug as something that's non-addictive, when it clearly is.
All your doctors are going to be asking, how is this even possible? Your most effective talking point are these magic words.
Less than 1%.
Less than 1%.
Less than 1%.
Less than 1.
They told me that less than 1% would become addicted.
Purdue continues to lie about the drug's safety to doctors, to patients, and the FDA. We have a major case here.
Addiction rates, overdoses, and crime are on the rise across the country because of this drug.
It's crucial they understand we've created the greatest painkiller in the history of human civilization. I think I can make this the biggest drug in the world.
If you haven't checked out Dopesick on Hulu, you really should. It gives you great insight to the opioid crisis and what came down. In fact, Purdue Pharma filed for bankruptcy following widespread corruption. And joining us now is an insider from the bankruptcy proceedings and author of the book Unsettled: How the Purdue Pharma Bankruptcy Failed the Victims of the American Overdose Crisis. Please welcome Ryan Hampton to the show. How are you, Ryan?
Good. Thanks for having me.
Besides being an insider, you also struggled with addiction yourself. So take us back in time. How did you get addicted to opioids?
You know, for me, it started with a hiking injury back in the early 2000s. In 2003, I was out with my roommate right outside Washington, D.C. at a trail called the Billy Goat Trail, which is a steep trail. And I slipped and I fell really hard. I injured my ankle. I split my kneecap, and I ended up in the care of an urgent care physician right outside Maryland. And when I saw the doctor for the first time, she said, look, you're going to need to get that ankle checked out. Eventually, you may need to get some surgery on the knee. But in the meantime, here's a prescription to help with the pain. And I honestly had no idea what I was getting. I had to research it when I got home. And what she prescribed me was Dilaudid, which at the time I didn't know was another Purdue product. Now, the nexus of this story was I didn't get the surgery right away. But what I did get was another prescription and another prescription and another prescription from that doctor to manage the pain. Around this time, you know, my father had passed away. And so I went back home to be closer to my family and to work closer to home, which was South Florida. And if you know anything about the current day overdose crisis, the opioid crisis, you would know that South Florida was just this breeding ground for what we know as pill mills, pain-specific clinics and pharmacies. And when I got to South Florida, I went to go visit my primary care physician. And I said, Doc, I've got this problem with my knee and my ankle, and I had legitimate pain at the time. And he said, look, I don't work in that type of practice. You're going to need to see a pain doctor, and there's plenty of them. And he said you could find them in the back of the Miami New Times, which was a daily newspaper. And that's what I did.